The new session of Congress starts today. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Jeff Pierre. It's Tuesday, January 3rd. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. New and returning lawmakers will be sworn into Congress today. Republicans will take control of the House, while Democrats still control the Senate. This freshman class of lawmakers is the youngest in recent history. The average age is about 46. First on the agenda, Republicans need to choose a House Speaker. Representative Kevin McCarthy is the only serious candidate, but the GOP's House leader faces some critical opposition. If McCarthy fails to win on the first ballot, it would be a historic loss. No leader vying for Speaker has lost a first-round vote in a century. Number 2, Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin collapsed during last night's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. The safety made a tackle in the first quarter, stood up, and then fell backwards. Here's how things unfolded in the initial moments during the ESPN broadcast of the game.
We don't know, of course, the extent of his injuries, but the entire Bills team is out on the field right now. Several players are down on their knees. Other players are holding hands, praying. You can just see the worried looks on their faces.
Hamlin is now in critical condition in a Cincinnati hospital. The game ended up being postponed. The Bills put out an update early this morning. They said Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest, but his heartbeat was restored on the field. Number 3, dozens of Russian soldiers were killed in a missile strike in Ukraine. The strike happened early on New Year's Day in the eastern Donetsk region. Russia said 63 troops were killed, while Ukraine's estimate of the death toll was much higher. The strike could be one of the deadliest attacks on Russian forces since the invasion began, and it's reignited Russian criticism of the country's military commanders. At number 4, the suspect in the Idaho killings will be in court today. The 28-year-old man was arrested on Friday in Pennsylvania. He's charged with stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death in November. The suspect will tell the court whether he'll agree to travel to Idaho for prosecution. If he does agree to, that would speed the case up. And number 5, a historic warm spell is breaking records in Europe. At least 7 countries, including Denmark and the Netherlands, had their warmest January weather on record on New Year's Day. Highs were in the 50s and 60s. That's anywhere from 18 to 36 degrees above normal. Meteorologists say this is unprecedented. It's another example of how climate change is making extraordinary weather events more common. Tennis legend Martina Navratilova said that she has throat and breast cancer. That's our 6th story today. The 66-year-old has 59 Grand Slam titles. She was the top-ranked women's singles player for 332 weeks, second behind Steffi Graf. Navratilova said yesterday that doctors discovered the unrelated breast cancer when diagnosing her early-stage throat cancer. She'll start treatment this month and describe the diagnosis as serious but still fixable. Number 7, scientists say that antibody drugs could help fight more infectious diseases. These are high-priced medicines that have transformed the treatment of cancer and autoimmune diseases. They were also the first tailor-made COVID-19 treatment. Scientists see huge potential in harnessing these drugs against diseases like malaria, Lassa fever, or Zika, but only if the cost of making them comes down. And just like that, you're all caught up. I'm Jeff Pierre. Happy New Year, and I'll meet you back here tomorrow.